What if I told you that centuries ago, Europe came within a hair's breadth of being completely overrun? That one empire, larger than life, marched with such power that kings trembled, cities burned, and the very heart of Europe was nearly theirs. This is the story of the mighty Ottoman Empire's march to Vienna, a moment when the fate of civilizations hung in the balance. But before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss the stories that shaped our world. Now, let's go back in time. Suspenseful buildup. The year was 1529. At its peak, the Ottoman Empire stretched across 3 continents, ruling the Middle East, North Africa, and much of southeastern Europe. At the head of this empire stood Suleiman the Magnificent, a ruler feared and admired across the globe. With his armies numbering over 100,000 soldiers, Suleiman marched westward. His destination? Vienna, the capital of the Habsburgs, a fortress city guarding the road into Central Europe. If Vienna fell, nothing would stand between the Ottomans and Rome, or even Paris. The march was brutal. Heavy rains turned roads into rivers of mud. Cannons sank into the earth. Yet still, the Ottoman juggernaut pressed on, a shadow of dread sweeping before them. By September, Vienna was surrounded. Inside the walls, just 20,000 defenders stood against an army 5 times their size. The city shook under Ottoman cannon fire. Panic spread. Europe braced itself for collapse. And then, something unexpected happened. Supply lines broke. The weather grew harsher. Disease spread in the Ottoman camp. Despite their might, the empire was forced to retreat. Vienna had survived, for now. Second act, greater threat. But the story didn't end there. The Ottomans never forgot Vienna, and in 1683, more than 150 years later, they returned, this time stronger, deadlier, more determined. Led by Grand Vizier Kara Mustafa Pasha, an army of up to 150,000 men descended on Vienna. Once again, the city was cut off, starved, and battered. The defenders, only 15,000 soldiers, were on the brink of surrender. Europe held its breath. But destiny was about to shift. On September 12, 1683, as the Ottomans prepared their final assault, salvation appeared on the horizon. A coalition of European forces, led by Polish King Jan III Sobieski, charged down from the hills, and with him came the Winged Hussars, a cavalry so fierce, so legendary, that their charge remains one of the largest in history. They thundered into the Ottoman lines, breaking their ranks, shattering their morale. The siege collapsed. Vienna was saved. Thrilling closing. The defeat at Vienna was more than just a lost battle. It marked the turning of the tide. The Ottomans would never again push so far into Europe. The dream of conquering Vienna, and with it, all of Europe, died on that field. But think about it. What if Vienna had fallen? What if Suleiman had marched on to Rome? How different would our world look today? If you found this story as thrilling as I did, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more epic moments in history. And tell me in the comments, do you think Vienna was the most important battle that saved Europe, or was there another turning point? Because history isn't just the past, it's the story of how we got here.